Now, before we move on, I want to come back and talk in a little bit more detail about these variable names right here. Where did these come from? These are the ones that you need to complete the assignment, and so you can just copy and paste the code and go on your merry way. Um, but I hope you're at least a little bit curious about how I came up with these variable names. There's no obvious rhyme or reason to why this says anything about the number of people who got SNAP benefits, or why this says anything about median household income, which is what this represents. You might remember when we were dealing with the data.census.gov website, I showed you that one easy way to sort through that website is to use the code book for the 1-year American Community Survey. Well, there's also a code book, a very similar code book for the 5-year American Community Survey. I'll put a link to this in the D2L page. It looks like this. And to search it, all you do is there are a couple of different kinds of tables. The detailed tables, that's the most precise one. You get a table for each variable. Subject tables, these are sort of topical if you want to get tables that are about household income or about poverty or something like that. You can look those up here. The data profile is collections of often called up variables for a given geographic region. So you can look there. The comparison profiles give you current data compared to former data. So 4 different actually code books depending on what you're looking for. So you've seen a little bit about how to use these already. Basically, you just pick the one that you want. Let's go with the detailed table right here. Choose the HTML version, and then you can either just scroll down through here and find what you want. Just to pick one here. Here's the total number of males aged 25 to 29 years old. That's in the sex by age sort of category of variables, and the actual variable name is right there, B01001 underbar 011E. Remember that you got that variable name when you copied it into the query when you were using the data.census.gov site, and that helped you narrow down the results to find exactly what you needed. Well, the API kind of works the same way. You just go through here and you find the variable that you want, you get its variable name, and that's what goes into the R code right here. Okay, and then because that name is a little bit confusing, you can assign it a more understandable name in the code here that will show up when it actually brings it into the into the data frame. Now, you also, for each variable that you call, you're going to get a second variable that is the error margin. Remember, we talked about error margins. That's because the American Community Survey is based on a random sample. The statistic or the count reported in the data file is not the exact count for that variable in that particular area. It's an estimate, and the estimate has kind of a range on either side of it, above it or below it, that the real value is most likely in. Remember, we calculated the high and the low around the estimate for median rent. But the first time we looked at census data, same kind of thing here. But you get that automatically, whether you ask for it or not, and it just comes in. So there's the error margin for Shelby County, Tennessee's median household income, which is $52,092 a month. So the actual household income in Shelby County, Tennessee, is somewhere between $52,092 a month minus $736 and $52,092 a month plus $736,000. And you also get an error margin for the percentage of folks in Shelby County who have received SNAP benefits in the last 12 months. It's 16%, 16.4% minus half a percentage point, and 16.4% plus half a percentage point. So pretty precise estimate there. But those variable names from the code, let's see, there we are. Those variable names from the code I got out of these code books that I'm talking about. Uh, See, here's the here's that variable in the code book that is measuring the percentage of households that received SNAP benefits in the past 12 months. And in this code book over here, here is the variable that gives us the estimated median household income in the past 12 months for each county in Tennessee. And one thing that I want you to notice that these two variables come from different data sets on data.census.gov. This one comes out of the profile variables data set, and this one comes out of um, the detailed variables data set. To get this information in one file off of data.census.gov, you'd have to go get the first variable and then separately go get the second variable and then somehow put them together, which is possible to do in Google Sheets or in Microsoft Excel. Um, but it's a lot easier to do it if you're using R and this script. So you're saving yourself a lot of time. It may not feel like it right now because you're getting introduced to R and it looks very complicated, perhaps, and confusing. Um, but if you become comfortable with R, you can save yourself a lot of time and do these things much more efficiently.